Am I the asshole for refusing to let my husband's mom nap in my room? My husband's mom moved in with us a week ago. The minute we were informed she was going to move in, temporarily till her house gets renovated, we've emptied a room specifically for her. It has everything. A bed with a frame, curtains, mounted TV, wardrobe, etc. She was thrilled with it and loved it a lot. One day I came home and found her in my bedroom sleeping in mine and my husband's bed. I was confused, but she told me she took a nap on the bed and lost track of time. Since then she started talking about how she loved the nap there and started hinting wanting to take naps in the bedroom from now on. I kept ignoring her comments till my husband sat me down and told me that his mom really liked and got used to napping in our bedroom and we should just let her have her daily afternoon nap in the room. I said, absolutely not, and we started debating. I told him his mom is being ridiculous because she has a whole room upstairs where she should nap. He got upset and said that I was making his mom feel uncomfortable and unwelcome with this attitude. I said no and refused to negotiate. He called me selfish and mean for saying no and preventing his mom from feeling comfortable at his house, but I reminded him that I pay full mortgage for the house while he blows money over gadgets and consoles. He accused me of bringing old disagreements in this current conflict to use against him. I said no again and that he should stop pushing because I need the room for when I get home feeling exhausted from working on my feet from 6 a.m. He's refusing to speak to me till I agree and let his mom have her nap in there. Am I the asshole for choosing this hill to die on, as he says? Am I being difficult? Not the asshole. Why is she so obsessed with sleeping where you and her son fuck? Edit. Cheers for the awards. Die on this hill. I would hate it if someone napped in my bed. My bedroom is my sanctuary. Get a lock for your bedroom door if you must, but this is ridiculous. And tell your husband to grow the foo. Not the asshole. Not the asshole is someone with an awe for a mill myself. I spent your entire post cringing and shouting from my side of the laptop screen. Boot his mom the fuick out of your house and send your hubby along with her if they both keep prioritizing someone who pays zero bills comfort over yours, the one who actually owns the home. Thanks for the award. You state that you were informed that his mother was going to move in, temporarily. It doesn't sound like this is something that you offered, or were even asked about. So that's an issue to begin with. But on to your question. No, absolutely not the asshole. Your marital bed is sacred space. No one should enter a married couple's bedroom except the spouses without an explicit invitation. How dare she be so entitled as to just march in and help herself to your private space? If Mill doesn't find the guest room to her liking, she can get herself a hotel room or Airbnb. Not the asshole. So confused as to why his mum wants or needs to nap in someone else's room. So weird? He wants to make her comfortable at your expense. You work hard and pay the bills you need to come home and feel comfortable. He's being selfish and disrespectful, expecting you to give up your personal space like this. Still just confused about her wanting to nap on your bed? Gross. I smell some emotional incest and a bad husband from miles away. Am I the asshole for telling my BIL's girlfriend she's boring because all she talks about is her job? My, 34 female, BIL's girlfriend Faye, 32 female, recently got a new job. She got her master's in 2020 and never stops talking about it. My husband, 36, Jack, has noticed the same thing and he has said his brother Luke, 32, talks about it, too. It gets on our nerves, but we tolerate it because we know how excited Faye is about her degree and now this new job, which she also won't stop talking about because, as she says, she wouldn't have gotten it if she didn't pursue her master's since it's a requirement. We had them over for dinner last night with my parents and my Mill. Once again, Faye brings up her new job. It doesn't start for another couple of weeks. She works in education, so her contracts are based on the school calendar, and she was talking about all the things she gets to do now that she really wanted to do. She mentioned it being a life goal. I asked her what was next. She asked what I meant. I asked her about things like kids or marriage since they've been together for 3 years now. She said she didn't want to rush into marriage or kids until she had her goals in order, but marriage was something she and Luke had been seriously discussing. I asked when she'd have time for kids, marriage with her career goals. She said she'd make time. I said kids are a lot of work, I'm a som. I told her that when I was pregnant, it wasn't feasible financially or logically to continue working as an STNA, so I quit at 26. Faye said that she doesn't want kids she can't provide for and she likes relying on herself because so many Soms are financially trapped when they stop working and can't leave if the marriage falls apart for whatever reason. I'll be honest. I was offended by that. I told her not all of us are trapped. She agreed but said you never know and should depend on yourself, even in marriage. Luke was nodding and agreeing. I said, it would also give you more to talk about other than your job. Faye asked if I had a problem with her talking about her job. I said no, but honestly, it's the only thing she seems to have that's mildly interesting. Everyone else talks about kids, home life, vacations, family, hobbies, but all you talk about is your degree, education, and this new job of yours. And I told her it was kinda boring. Faye said, then I won't bore you any further, and asked my in-laws how installing wood floors was going. We all moved on past the conversation until later that night. After Luke and Faye left, my Mill told me I was rude. I told her I was telling the truth because we are all tired of hearing about it. Jack agreed. But Mill said while that was true, it's still an accomplishment no one, looked me up and down, in this family has done yet and I seemed jealous. I said I wasn't jealous but offended by something she said. Mill told me I was only offended because Faye was right. Jack said she was right but it was obvious she was directing those comments at me in a judgmental way, and my parents agree with me. Am I the asshole? Everyone else talks about kids, home life, vacations, family, hobbies. LMFAO it is just too rich that your first 4 examples of different topics involve your children. Perhaps you should reflect on how much you talk about your job as a Som. Sounds like it's about 80% of your conversations. You are the asshole. You are the asshole and Faye handled that appropriately by dismissing you. I think I love her. You are the asshole you started harassing her about children and marriage because you're jealous. Lol you are the asshole and Faye is my idol. You're mad because she bested you at your own game. You started shit and she made sure to finish it for you. Op. Do you ask all of the men in your life, what's next? After they land their dream job? Do you ask the men about when they want to get married and have kids, and how they may have to quit their dream job to stay at home with these hypothetical kids? Because holy sexism. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. You seem jealous. It's so inappropriate to ask when people are going to have kids. You don't know what their situation is and it's none of your business. Am I the asshole for kicking out my BF's 19-year-old daughter? My boyfriend of 3 years moved into my home 3 weeks ago after his lease went up and he was unable to renew with the price hike they expected. His rent was $1,600 for a 2-bedroom and upon signing a new lease they said it was now $2,400. I have a 3-bedroom home and 1 son, 11. Both his room and my room have an attached bathroom. The guest room does not. We have lived here for 5 years and I bought it last year. My boyfriend has a 19-year-old daughter named Jess who visits him on the weekends and lives at home with her mother. Literally never had any issues with her up until my boyfriend moved in. When he moved in, Jess started becoming this bitchy snob who had demand after demand that she fully expected me to meet. Like she wanted me to kick my son out of his room so she could have the room with an attached bathroom, stating that a boy didn't need a bathroom as much as a girl did. When I said absolutely not, she got extremely rude and condescending whenever she was in my home. She also tried parenting my son on more than one occasion, telling him what he can and cannot watch on the TV, what he can and cannot snack on, etc. There have been times when he has tried talking to us and Jess will butt in and say something about how kids are so freaking annoying. If I speak up to her she says, "I don't believe I was talking to you," or roll her eyes at me. Bold for someone who does not pay any rent or food cost to be staying in my home. I told her father last week that either he gets a handle on his adult kid or she was getting booted to the curb. He immediately starts telling me I need to give her time because this is an adjustment for her and that apparently she is having a hard time at her mom's house due to them arguing all the time. I told him that wasn't my problem and that in my house me and my son were not going to be treated like shit because she can't control her emotions and wants to take her resentment out on us. He said he would talk with her. His talk did nothing at all. In fact, she confronted me about it and said, "I don't know what game you're playing here but respect is earned, not given, and I will not be granting you respect until you prove to me you deserve it." She then walks to the living room where my son was watching TV and takes the remote from him and tells him to move. At this point I go in and immediately tell her to get out of my house. She tells me she isn't going anywhere because her dad lives here, so I end up calling her uncle, who is a police officer, and have her escorted from my house after she collected all her belongings. My boyfriend says I crossed a line, so I told him he can leave too. He currently isn't speaking to me, locked away in my bedroom. Am I the asshole? My boyfriend says I crossed a line, so I told him he can leave too. He currently isn't speaking to me, locked away in my bedroom. Well, I guess you see who Jess inherited her odious attitude from. Not the asshole. Hold firm. ETA. Boyfriend has lived there 3 weeks? Check local laws to make sure he hasn't achieved tenant status, just in case you have to put a boot up his butt to put him out the door. Not the asshole. Remove your boyfriend too. He's not on your mortgage or house deed. He is a guest there at your discretion. If he's going to act this way, he's shown you who he is. Get rid of him before he harasses you or your son. Not the asshole, and you need to break up with your BF. You don't want to be treated like this for the rest of your life. Not the asshole. At all. Your boyfriend has been in your house less than 30 days. Tell him to get off your bed, pack his shit and get the F out. Right now. Then make him your ex. The apple didn't fall too far from the tree. You know exactly where his entitled daughter got her attitude from. Not the asshole, she's 19, not 12. She should know better than to behave like a spolied brat in someone else's home. She doesn't live there. Why should a resident of your home have to accommodate her? Not the asshole. Your boyfriend could learn a thing or two about boundaries too. Am I the asshole for defending my dad's girlfriend for wearing a bikini to my fiancé's bridal shower? My dad has been dating Tiffany for a year and a half. She is honestly really annoying. I'm not going to lie. I recently got engaged to my girlfriend of 3 years, Melissa, and we are currently wedding planning. Her mom and Mo recently threw her a bridal shower. As an olive branch, Tiffany and my mom were invited. For some background, Melissa does struggle with insecurities and self-esteem. She is also very into things being picture perfect, which sometimes results in anxiety. She also hates how the women in my family dress. She totally gets it isn't her business and she would never say anything, but she has confided to me that she hates it. For the bridal shower, most of the women wore sundresses. Tiffany wore something which looked to me like a roughly cropped top and a matching skirt. I thought it looked fine. She did mention she was leaving early because she had plans. During the shower, Melissa realized that what Tiffany was wearing was actually a bikini, because the skirt was pretty see-through and she could make out the bottoms. She asked her, but tried to laugh it off, and Tiffany admitted it was a bikini, because she was going out on my dad's boat after and wouldn't have time to change. My future Mill asked Tiffany if she found it a bit weird. Tiffany said no, she thought it passed as a crop top. Melissa and her bridesmaids went off and talked about it, and Melissa decided that she was offended, but declined her mom's offer to kick Tiffany out. When Tiffany was leaving, she said goodbye and my fiancé said, "I hope you had fun, and hope you found the attention you were looking for." I heard this through my mom, sister, and then Melissa. At this point I was sick of hearing about it and I was annoyed because my mom was trying to make it into a much bigger issue and act like I shouldn't marry Melissa over it, which I promptly shut down. By the time I talked to Melissa, she was heated and calling Tiffany an attention whore and a show-off. She asked if my mom had said anything, because I guess my mom was rolling her eyes at her at the shower. I told her I talked to my mom and told her to shut up. Melissa then asked me if I hated Tiffany. I said that I don't hate her, and then I said to be honest I think her outfit was fine. It just looked like a crop top, and if that ruined the day for Melissa, that is something Melissa needs to work on. That upset Melissa and she feels that I was brushing her feelings aside. She said I should talk to my dad, and I told her I wasn't going to and that is embarrassing. She stormed off and is now refusing to talk about it. You are the asshole. Your dad's girlfriend wore a bikini to a bridal shower. It doesn't matter how liberal your views are, unless the host has specified it's okay, it's not okay. You are the asshole if Tiffany knew your fiancé wouldn't like it, and did it anyway. Kinda shocked at all the NTA votes. A bikini is an inappropriate outfit for a bridal shower unless it was hosted at a beach, pool. Dad's girlfriend was absolutely showing off. It would have been simple to wear a sundress over the bikini. Your fiancé has every right to be upset at it. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Wearing a bathing suit to a semi-formal affair is just rude. If she really didn't have 2 minutes to change, rolling my eyes here, she could have put on her bathing suit and thrown a dress over it. Easy solution. You are the asshole. Wearing a bathing suit of any kind to a bridal shower is an asshole move. She could have worn a bikini under a dress. Tiffany is the real asshole here, and it was foolish of you to defend her attention-seeking behavior. It didn't bother you, great. But you also don't seem to have a good sense of what is appropriate attire. A crop top to a garden party? Come on. It did upset your fiancé and it's going to get worse between now and the wedding. Tiffany will likely show up in an inappropriate dress for the wedding, and you and Melissa have to be on the same page on how to preempt and react to this issue when it inevitably happens. Acknowledge that you were dismissive of Melissa's feelings and then work together on how you can address the situation. You are the asshole, as is Tiffany. Info. Someone who says not the asshole help me understand. How being half naked at a bridal shower is appropriate.